Okay, we're live. Welcome to Clay County CERT's Preparedness Live. Today we will discuss the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the questions it has created for our community. As an effort by the Clay County CERT Education Division to educate the community in this pandemic that has limited the way we educate the community to spread awareness and increase preparedness, we will periodically join you live with a leader in preparedness. Joining us today is Kari Osborne with the Clay County Health Department and our host, Maddie Miller, a Clay County CERT Teen Division member.
So, can the virus that causes COVID-19 be spread through food, including restaurant takeout, refrigerated, or frozen packaged food?
There is currently no evidence to support the transmission of COVID-19 associated with food. Coronaviruses are generally thought to be spread from person to person through respiratory droplets. It is important always to remember to wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds and for general food safety. Due to poor survivability of the coronavirus on surfaces, it is highly unlikely that the coronavirus would be on food packaging.
So, does the CDC recommend the use of face masks or face coverings to prevent COVID-19?
The CDC does recommend people wear a cloth face covering when they're out in the community, such as the grocery store, post office, etc. It is used to protect the wearer and the person from spreading it to others as well. Medical masks and N95 mask respirators are reserved for healthcare workers at this particular time.
So, is it okay for people to donate blood?
Yes, donating blood is a life-saving essential part of caring for patients. The need for blood is constant and in urgent need of donations. The CDC encourages people to donate blood as often as they can. They provide recommendations will help donors and stay safe. These include staying 6 feet apart, environmental cleaning practices, and encouraging patients to schedule appointments.
So, how can my family and I prepare for time?
A family can prepare for COVID-19 having a good plan of action. That would be having several weeks of medications and supplies for long periods of time, checking on your neighbors, creating a list of organizations that can in your household that you can contact and to access information, healthcare services, supports, and
Now, well, to our next question, how can people prepare for COVID-19 at their workplace?
You can prepare for COVID-19 at work by just simply talking to your employer about the potential changes in your workplace, emergency plans, sick leave policies, and telework options.
Now, should people use soap and water or a hand against COVID-19?
Hand washing is your best option. You need to wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds after you blow your nose, cough, or sneeze. If soap and water is not available, obviously use alcohol-based hand sanitizer that's at least 60% alcohol.
Now, what should I do if there's an outbreak in my community? Correct.
If there's an outbreak in your community, the first thing to do is just to stay calm and to put your preparedness plan into place. If you're sick, stay home. If you don't go around people that are sick, and social distance at least 6 feet. The biggest thing is to stay informed and keep abreast of what's going on in your community and to practice preventative action.
So, what are the symptoms that COVID-19 can cause?
Some of the symptoms that you're looking for would be fever or chills, a cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, a loss of taste or smell, a sore throat, congestion, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea.
Now, this last question here is, should I or just anyone in general be getting tested for COVID-19?
I would highly recommend that not everyone needs to be tested for COVID-19, but if you have symptoms and want to be tested, it would be a great idea to call and contact your healthcare provider, and they can give you, an idea if you are should come in and get tested or not.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was wonderful. And Kari, if you could give us some details on the upcoming COVID-19 testing capabilities in our community.
Okay, we are actually having a drive-through this Thursday, June, I think it's the 18th. I'm saying that right. That's from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock at the Clay County Health Department. You need to call 304-587-4269 and schedule an appointment. And we're going to continue to do these throughout the summer. So just look on our health department Facebook page, and you can find that information there.
So Kari, what's one thing that you see frequently working in a public health position that multiple community members call in with questions? What are they concerned about most in Clay County?
I would say mostly, how many people have it and how to prevent the spread. That's pretty much, they're just concerned about if we're having a hot spot or not, if we have a lot of cases, if there's what can they do to prevent it, those kind of things.
And lastly, before we go, if you could leave the community with one message on what they can do to protect not only themselves, but the community, and what type of work that not only yourself, but other community leaders, whether that be government, public health, public safety, what are they doing to help protect the community as well?
I would just say to educate yourself, making sure that you are social distancing, wearing a mask in public, keeping your hands washed, and just keeping, abreast of what's going on in your local community as far as your health department guidelines, which all of this is on our health department website. It's cchd.wv.gov, or you can go on our Facebook health department website and find out some further information.
And I posted the website down in there at the bottom. And Kari, we're going to thank you very much, and we'll let you go. And thank you so much for what you're doing in our community, but also for answering these questions that the community has. These guidelines that are released by the CDC and where most of these questions come from are generalized for not only Clay County, but for our nation. And it's great to hear questions answered from community leaders that know Clay County the best.
Thank you, Aiden.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, Kari.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie, very much. And it's wonderful to have community members that are working to better educate our other community leaders and to keep the public in the know. So thank you very much for joining this broadcast. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on Preparedness Live. We'll be back sometime soon with Maddie, our host, again. And everyone, stay safe and remember to continue to social distance. And if you have questions, feel free to visit the Clay County Health Department.westvirginia.gov website. And you can also visit claycountysert.com to find all of these resources as well. Thank you and have a wonderful day and stay safe.